Hello, fake sinners, and welcome to this week's meeting of the Sad Kids Record Society. I am your host, Lily, and this week I'm listening to Brothers Grimm by Sarface and Frankie Pulitzer.
And I'm your other host, Adam, and I'm listening to Oh Mother by Sam Smith and the Two City Chorus.
We'll tell you about that later. For now, let's drop the needle.
This is amazing. You are literally like my musical soulmate.
This is a bop.
Oh, brother.
I know, right?
Welcome back.
It's so weird. So weird having an unintentional week off after we had so many deliberate weeks off.
I know, it's really strange. We're really sorry that we missed a week last week. We didn't mean to. I was kind of in a weird funk last week, but I was going to try and push through it. And then Adam's internet fucking broke down. So the thing is this: Tuesday, it was like 97 degrees here in Washington. And as you can see, if you're watching the YouTube video, I record in a garage. So that's not a great place to record a podcast. And so we were going to kind of do a bunch of stuff, and it wound up just being that we skipped to do it on Wednesday. And then Wednesday rolls around, and Adam's internet is busted. And then so much other shit happened. So we were just like, you know what? We're just going to have to do it. And I'm normally a lot better about rights. I mentioned, if you listen to the little 3-minute thing I put out last Tuesday, I'm usually a lot better about recording that. Like, hey guys, we're going to not be there this week. But I literally just like, I was in Canada for the weekend, and then I forgot on Monday. And then it's just, everything just kind of boiled into this whole fucking thing.
Sure.
So here we are, and it is this week. I also mentioned that on that thing last week that Adam is going to be doing a lot of travel for work in the month of August. Yep. So maybe we might have to adjust schedule a little bit, but we will let you know if that occurs. But we're back this week, and we're going to talk about Paramore. We're going to talk about Brand New Eyes. But first, if you're watching the YouTube video, which you should be because it's free and available, and it's I would argue, okay, don't watch the YouTube video. Maybe never mind. I changed my mind. I'd argue the superior way to experience the podcast, if you are able. You'll see that one of my major issues that I have with Adam while recording has hopefully been solved, because as you can see, for me, my microphone is hanging in front of me because it is connected to an arm that is connected to my desk. And so I can piddle around on my desk and you won't hear it. My biggest issue with Adam's audio, aside from the fact that he drinks water into the mic and I can hear his fucking gulps every time he drinks something to drink, is that he will like type and like scroll and stuff, and you can fucking hear that because it's right, his microphone's right there. But I said, Adam, you better get yourself a fucking arm, and that would solve a lot of problems. And Adam did get an arm. So one of the benefits of not recording last week is that it gave the arm time to show up so that he could set it up and troubleshoot it as needed. And now we're both friends in arms.
Yes.
How's that?
As one is. It was also kind of funny because I did order it. And then if we would have delayed like one more day when I was like, okay, I can hopefully have it here, it still got fucking delayed by 24 hours. So even last week, it would have just never been here at a fortunate time for us to be able to record. Incredible. It's very different for me. Just because positionally now I have to be like, where do I want to be?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like so close that I'm in it. So it's going to be fun, like trying to trying to gauge that, because not only can I move it, which is terrifying because it's on a shelf full of video games, that if I move the arm enough, it starts to tilt and I see a mess of about 30 things that I would have to pick up.
Sure. I'd like to. Your desk is not a desk that would allow the arm to sit properly. So
Right.
you do kind of have to figure out a different solution. However, perhaps maybe that is not the best solution. We'll see as time goes on. I'm looking forward to you just absentmindedly adjust the mic while you're recording, and then all of it falls on top of you.
All of it. Come on. Yeah. Right.
That's kind of like the dream, I think.
Yeah.
For me.
And, you know, I've had the notion that we'll bring this desk home from the office that we've moved out of.
Sure.
But the negative side of that is Kansas has been like 100+ degrees most of last week and this week. Like yesterday when I drove home from work, I think it was like 115 fucking degrees.
Mm-hmm. It's 71 right now, but it's cloudy outside, so it's kind of like keeping the sun at bay. But like last week, it was fucking rough. It was again like 97, 90, 95 like, all week, and it was not the best time to be in a garage recording a podcast. So I'm kind of glad that we figured that out. That we did skip for my safety personally. But yeah, it's not a good time to be outside.
No.
Beautiful in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, though. Can I tell you?
Well, I'm sure.
So that's where I was this past weekend, and it was just a lovely weekend of things.
I saw some of your updates. You look like you went to some lovely places.
Yeah, well, we were in beautiful downtown Victoria for a friend of mine's birthday. We were doing lots of activities, so I had lots of good food, and I drank alcohol, which I don't do a lot of anymore, so that was a lot of fun.
Sure.
I did not have any poutine, which I would have liked to have had, but you know, I'm so close to the border that I feel like that's a non-issue. I can do that anytime. But yeah, we got to go to the Museum of Natural History, or I guess it's just like, so all of the provinces in Canada have their own like state museum.
Sure.
And the one in British Columbia is very frequently considered like the best one in the country by people that live in British Columbia. I do not know what the rest of the nation thinks, but people in British Columbia seem to think it's the best one. But I got to see a bunch of like stuff. So there was like an exhibit about like the native peoples that are from the area and like this reintroduction of their languages and stuff. So there was this really cool exhibit where you could like, press buttons and hear how to pronounce like native terms for like hello and how are you and like all these other things.
Yeah.
Kind of learning what happened to the natives and what colonizers did to the natives and stuff. So that was really cool. But they're running an exhibit on ancient Egypt right now. So there were a lot of like sarcophaguses and learning like about what it was like in ancient Egypt times. And something that I learned was that like in the Duat, which is kind of their like afterlife story, things like that, when you die, to get to the afterlife, which is like this plentiful place where you can just eat crops and you never run out of crops and it's just beautiful, abundant place, you have to cross through these 12 gates to get to the end of this whole section. And each of these gates is guarded by some deity. And you have to speak their name aloud to be allowed to pass through the gate to the next gate, and so on and so forth, so you can get to the afterlife. And so we sat down, and it's one of those like you go to a museum and they have like a small screen where you can kind of sit on a bench and like watch this movie.
Yeah.
And it was one where you had to put on headphones. Like I'd never been to one where you had to put on headphones before. It was just kind of just playing in like a separate room.
Right.
But you put on headphones, and I think I see why, because like this is something that is best experienced for the first time. And so you get to this part of the Duat where they're talking about the guardians, and I'm like, okay, these are going to be like some pretty intense, like Imhotep and blah blah blah, 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 blah. And it's like guy who was born from a person's butt, and guy who eats his own poop, and man who feeds on maggots, and like guy who's just holding his head in his hand. and there was one that was literally called Ugly Face, and it's just like,
Fuck
man,
yeah.
what the fuck are the Egyptians doing, man? What were they up to?
My name is Jeff.
My name, yeah, I'm surprised there wasn't one named Jeff, honestly. I was like, what the fuck them Egyptians doing, bro? Like, what's happening? What were those ancient Egyptians doing when they did this? Just like, could it just be, can't it just name
funny.
Kevin? Like, you're gonna get a guy named Kevin?
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's all of these like fucking, like, why are their names so fucked up? Like, why did, like, nothing, they couldn't think of anything else. And then this one guy just happened to be like, man who is sharp as knives. And it's just like, why do you get a cool name? Why do you get a cool name and fucking guy who eats his ass is fucking over here doing that? Like, what the
It's a real Elden Ring problem. Like, you've got somebody named Meliketh, and then you've got Godfrey.
Yeah, Malik, and then it's like literally Chad, who was on my other podcast, he said it's loathsome dung eater. Like, literally, we've got a loathsome dung eater situation on our hands.
That's funny.
But the main event was that I got to be on a boat. So we took a boat, chartered a boat out of Sydney Harbor, which apparently there is a Sydney Harbor in Australia and Victoria. Who figured? And we just kind of spun around the harbor there for a couple hours, and we got to see some seals and some porpoises and some cormorants, which are these really loud birds that shat up upon a rock a lot.
Great. Fuck yeah. Shit rock.
Yeah. And then you go through, and then you see this area where there are these 4 really big islands that the company Columbia, who makes like the jackets and all this other stuff, like the family that owns Columbia bought these islands to like keep them protected and conservation, which is really cool that's a thing that people are doing with their lots of money. Like, that's nice that people are doing that with their lots of money. It was just a lot of fun. It was a great little time. And then I got to see, as we were leaving the dock, we were waylaid because we ran on our slip where we were. There was a mother seal who had literally just given birth. Like, you could see the umbilical cord and like the blood and stuff on the dock. And, and they were just like there together. And we had to get like one of the people that were watching offered to like bring their dinghy around, and the captain of our boat brought a life raft too, so that we could go around and get off so that we could leave, because like, you cannot approach a mother seal who has just given birth.
Sure.
You will get bit. You will get attacked. You will not come out the same person you went in. Oof. But it was a pretty like awesome, like once in a lifetime thing. Like
oh fuck yeah.
Even the people that were on our boat were just like, hey, could you send us those pictures? Because like we've never seen this before. And it's like, hell yeah. So we got to see like a once in a lifetime thing in Victoria.
Shit yeah.
Yeah. Just had a good time.
That's wild. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Good.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah. Anyway, what cool things did you do? Nothing. Okay, moving on.
Fucking pretty much nothing. Fucking broke my back, proving that I hate moving things. Oh my God, our new office is essentially...
Yeah.
It's literally like the back rooms.
Sure.
Like when I saw it and there was nothing in there, it looked just like the back rooms. Like color, flooring, everything. It was like, this is a liminal space that nobody should put an office in. And turns out, for the most part, I was kind of right, because everything this week has been, for the whole 2 days that there's been this week, strange, moving into a new building, getting the kinks worked out. It seems like this floor of this building probably hasn't had a tenant in who knows how long. So plumbing, central heating, things like that most people would enjoy having in an office space, just kind of fuck off a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the things that's like, yeah, there's a couple of things that like, if you like, that's one of the main reasons why you go to an office. It's just like the only thing separating, like the only thing that makes going in this world where companies are requiring us to not work from home anymore is that the amenities. And if you don't have amenities, then what's the fucking point?
What's the fucking point? But literally every day last week, okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because I took Monday off. Basically every day last week was spent moving. I think out of a 9 to 10 hour day, at least half of those days was just back and forth.
Sure.
And it fucking sucked. I mean, it got to a point where we were like, we need to tell some of these people how they actually need to load boxes, because you don't put 15 full 3-inch binders in the same fucking box. That's just not something you should do to somebody. Yeah. And I mean, the box was basically up to my waist. So it was like, this is hell. And whoever did this, please go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, aside from that, no. It's been an uneventful time. Carrie and I both took last Monday off. That was nice. We finished watching The Pit. Like, that day was a good day to just try and get through some of that.
Sure.
We've taken the beleaguered boy child to find a replacement car for his truck. We think we have found a cheap alternative that he will be paying for himself and tagging himself. So,
okay.
All that kind of stuff. Fun parenting things have happened. Otherwise, I mean, it's one of those things where it's been like, we've had nothing fucking go on. We've done nothing fun, but it's like, there's still all of this other shit that's happened that's just like not fun, fun podcast stuff. Unless like you want to hear parental disputes and things like that. Like,
you see the Odyssey?
I have not yet. I hope that I can go this coming weekend, because oh my god, do I want to.
Woo! You should also find some time to go see Hadestown. I'm seeing it tomorrow.
Yeah, nice. Because that's like only a fucking week, right?
Yeah, it's like 5 days. Yeah.
Yeah. Elliot's been up my ass so far to go see Odyssey.
Yeah.
And it's like, Odyssey, dude, I can't, like 3 hours in the evening is an evening.
Yeah. Odyssey is really fucking good. I've taken some time to think about it because, again, this idea that like maybe I think it's better than it is because of like the spectacle of it all. It's just a really good fucking movie. I've had like a week and a half to kind of think about like how I feel about it. It's really fucking good.
I am so excited.
I think like it's going to be hard to decide between that and Hail Mary is like what my movie of the year is so far.
Sure. Okay. Damn. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of like where I'm at with it. But yeah, so definitely go see it soon. Hadestown, Spider-Man for me. I'm a big Spider-Man girly, so Spider-Man on Friday is coming. So I got a lot of movies happening for me.
I know, it's wild. I'm a big Christopher Nolan guy. I mean, really, I have all the way back to fucking Waiting. Like, no, not Waiting. What's his first movie? I want to say Waiting, but I don't want to confuse that Waiting with, Ryan Reynolds Waiting. But, first movie on black and white that was actually released, and it just following another verb that ends with an ing. Sure. But I mean, it makes me want to rewatch Tenet, because I feel like I never gave Tenet a proper sit. I don't think I've ever just sat and watched Tenet in one sitting. It's also a fairly long movie, and when it first came out, have to watch it backwards. Yeah, that is a requirement. It's one of the shortest
like modern movies, actually.
It is, compared to fucking Oppenheimer and Odyssey. Yeah,
you gotta watch it twice. So I will tell you about Odyssey. It's almost 3 hours long. Like, I get fidgety with long movies. I blew by. Like, it did not feel like a 3 hour film. It was a very he handled that act structure like a champ, man.
Nice.
I just remembered what the series of events that prevented us from recording last week were. So it was really fucking hot on Tuesday. Yep. And that was the day I was gonna record in the living room or in the dining room, because my mother-in-law said that I could, but then you had some issues with the office that kind of prevented it from you getting on home on time, and then I was feeling kind of like kind of rough, but still gonna do it. Wednesday rolls around and I was still feeling a little rough, but I was gonna push through it. But then your internet was fucked.
Right.
And we just said, fuck it. And then Thursday is the day that I record Metal Gear. And I legitimately cannot do this podcast and Metal Gear in the same day, because it is like at least 5 hours of just sitting at a desk and recording a podcast. So I can't do that. So, and then Friday was the day that I went to Canada. So that's the reason. Right. That's the step by step. But we've been talking too long. We do have a couple of little letters.
It looks like there's some emails.
Got some emails, a couple of things. So let's head on over to mail time.
Yay.
Mail time. Yes, I hate you.
We did get a little sad face on YouTube from Boots on the Ground, Caitlin Taylor, who is very excited for this season because this is her favorite Paramore album. And Caitlin, I promise this was not intentional, but I'm blaming it on Adam anyway. Boots on the Ground, Caitlin Taylor, Katie Slate. Katie Slate also sent an email and says, "Hi Adam, hi Lily. I appreciate the shout out on the Brand New Eyes episode, but gosh, a brutal listen so far for someone whose favorite artist is Paramore and whose favorite Paramore album is Brand New Eyes," with a crying emoji. I will be very intrigued to follow your thoughts on each track, especially Turn It Off, which just so happens to possibly be one of my favorite songs of all time. So Careful, which is also a banger. I also wanted to share an article I wrote while in college about my favorite Paramore songs from each album, which you can share on the pod if you'd like. And we've got kind of a little list here that Caitlin wrote. And so,
Hell yeah.
I won't read through the whole thing. I will. I need to double check with Caitlin to be like, hey, your whole name is attached to this, so can I put this on the show notes? But I will get in touch with Caitlin before this episode comes out to ask. But I'll read the little intro. It says, "Living in NYC has its perks. Waking up at 6 a.m. to see your favorite band perform for the first time and for free is definitely one of them. On August 25th, 2017, I waited around Central Park at the Good Morning America summer concert stage with nothing except my overpowering anticipation keeping me upright despite getting only 3 hours of restless sleep. Now, I am no music critic, nor do I have any musical talent to warrant credibility, but Paramore is one of the best artists of all time. Of all time. That's not a title I bestow lightly. If you're a Paramore noob, here are my favorite songs that I recommend you check out first." And in parentheses is I actually love every single Paramore song, but for the sake of this article, I chose one per album. So I'll read. So for After Laughter, she picked Caught in the Middle. For Self-Titled, she picked Future. For Singles Club, she picked Monster. For Brand New Eyes, she picked Turn It Off. For Riot, she said she picked Let the Flames Begin. And from All We Know Is Falling, she picked My Heart. Bonus, B-sides, Breathe Until Tomorrow, Petals for Armor, Crystal Clear. And that is the end of the list. But yeah, I will double check if it's okay with Caitlin to post this to the show notes. And if you don't see it in the show notes, then the answer was no. Continue.
She said, "Fuck that."
Yeah. Well, she said that we could share it on the pod, but I don't know if the link itself or we could talk about it on the pod. I don't know.
Sure.
I like to make sure with these things.
Yeah.
Caitlin's email continues, "Cautiously excited for the rest of the season, aka from Caitlin Taylor, aka Katie Slate. P.S. Hope you see My Chemical Romance soon, Lily," with a smiley face. You know, I hope so too, Caitlin. Thank you. And I did clarify that the fact that it was a rough listen and that she's cautiously excited for the rest of the season is because of you, not because of me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I figured.
As things should be. As Nolan intended.
Yeah.
We have an email here from Mr. Frolicious himself, Tyler Washington. "Adam."
Oh, God.
A Paramore hater in the Big 2-6. Gasp. "As mentioned before, Brand New Eyes is my favorite album by them. I do believe this album is what made them, and especially Hayley, the push to become the pop punk, pop rock staples they are today. Fun fact, this is now related to some of the stuff we talked about. Linkin Park had Iridescent for Transformers Dark of the Moon, but also Paramore made a single specifically for the OST, That being Monster, which is also the first time we heard the band as a trio of Hayley, Jeremy, and Taylor. Because at this point, the fans knew of the drama. Excited for this season, even though we all want to fight Adam. We will all want to fight Adam by the end. But there is a song on it I skip unless I'm listening to it with my wife as she loves it. But we shall wait and see till we get there. Have a great day and season. Thank you, Tyler. I'm curious.
This motherfucker's going to come around and be like, it's the only good song on the album, only exception.
You like. The only song that you like is going to be the one that Tyler skips. Pretty much.
Just because I'm not with my wife.
Yeah, my wife. And then we have one more email from Lotus.
Oh, shit.
And they say, hey, Lily, did you know that Sophia and Jackie are not dating anymore? And that's just for me. Also, Lily, guess my favorite Paramore album. I don't know. I'm not going to guess. I told you to send me an email so you could fucking tell me. Anyway, hi everyone. It's the child here, and I'm queer. I'm dead inside. I hate applying to college, but the podcast is bringing me joy. Hooray. I love Paramore. I love Brand New Eyes. Peak running music, BTW in all caps. I maybe have a guess, Lotus. And I love pissing Adam off. So it's going to be a great season. We actually almost played Ignorance on my radio show this week or last week, but we went with Crush, Crush, Crush instead. In all caps, Lotus continues. Nova Twins. Adam, you saw Nova Twins at the Evanescence show and you didn't know them? Nova Twins are peak. I fuck with Spirit Box as well. My voice teacher got me into them. Did you see Nova Twins at the Evanescence show?
It was probably Nova Twins, yeah. We came in late. Like they didn't say mid-show
sure who they were. Yeah.
It's not just a, hey, reminder, we've been fucking Nova Twins.
They usually say that at the end of the set, yeah. I don't know that I've ever been to a concert, like a big concert, where they don't repeat who they are at the end of the set.
Well, I believe that there was a moment where they went through and listed who everybody was, but it's not like it wrapped back around to like, and we're the motherfucking Nova Twins. They were just like, hey, here's your boy Jeremy on the drums. And I really don't think that was his name, but like, your boy Jeremy over there.
It's Gerald on the tambourines.
Loathsome Dung Eaters back here playing the bass.
Oh my God. Ugly Face is out here rocking on the guitar. We got Rhythm, and Man Who Eats His Own Butthole is playing the rhythm section. The Nova Twins.
Yeah.
You got to understand that sometimes people don't know bands, you know. And that's kind of just how things go. That's why suggesting music is such a beautiful thing, because then people can learn about it. If you say things like in all caps, Adam, you saw Nova Twins at the Evanescence show and you didn't know them, that's going to trigger somebody like Adam to be like, well, I don't care.
Right. Well, I mean, I did fuck with a few of their songs, but do I think that I'm going to pursue, listening to more Nova Twins after one of the most lackluster concerts I've ever been to? I don't know. But they did really show up Evanescence, so I might.
Yeah. Anyway, so excited for this season. Yay! Skipping that part, of course, because I always skip that part. And then we got a bird emoji, a skateboard emoji, and a sparkle emoji. Love you. Bye. Thank you, Lotus. And that is all we have for this week.
Lotus forgets the fan torture, the overall torture that I've sometimes been through on this podcast, that it's really challenging to piss me off on this podcast.
Is it challenging to piss you off on this podcast?
I think when I hear pissed off means that I'm going to spend the rest of like a 30-minute segment just unfiltered, just pissed
raging.
Off.
Just raging.
Yeah. I think you might annoy me. You can annoy me. I can get over an annoyance in like 5 minutes.
I think I'm the one that gets pissed off.
Yeah, usually at me.
There's like verifiable evidence that I'm the one that gets pissed off. So that is what it is. But yeah, you can send us a email at thediscopod@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram, send us messages there. Sad Kids Record Society on Instagram. Or you can reach out to us individually. His link tree is in the description of the podcast, like always. I just decided, hey, fucking whatever, I'm going to make a website. And I did. So all of my stuff is on a website now. It's lilianawrites.com. And you can go there and see my books and links to podcast stuff. You already listened to this podcast, but if you want to know what's going on with the other podcast, check it out over there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a nifty little page.
Did you Squarespace that?
No, I use Wix. Just like a little Wix site I put together, and then I redirected it to my URL. So, but I like it. It's nice to have like a little landing page now. So,
fuck yeah.
Just tell people stuff. Also, retro. What is it? Hold on. My brain is retro. Yeah. RetroGamingExpo.com is the link to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, where I'm going to be in October 9th through 11th hosting panels and shows. So, if you happen to be on the West Coast and you want to take a trip up to Portland in October, I will be there and I will be doing stuff and I will say hello to you. Just let me know.
Fuck yeah. Still wild. Still just wild.
That I'm just like doing this stuff?
Yeah, just a huge opportunity right there. I love it.
I don't think I told you. We're talking to the voice actors who did Alucard and Dracula and Symphony of the Night. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be there for the first time they've ever done a panel together. So we're hosting that panel.
Nice.
I did bring that up on the podcast before, the miserable little pile of secrets line.
Yep.
That's them. That's that guy. That guy played Dracula. So we're going to talk to him. That's pretty cool. I think, however, it may be time to get into the meat of this podcast. And we're going to start with Careful.
Nathan quoted as saying emo is a pile of shit.
Oh shit, yeah.
Why is it?
Well, emo as it is today, emo is basically a pair of jeans and a haircut.
Adam.
Hi.
Did you know that Careful is a song by American rock band Paramore and is the 4th single from their 3rd studio album, Brand New Eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I kind of regret knowing that sometimes, but yeah.
Listen, man. Here's what I'd like to tell you is that we have a chance. You have a chance here. A chance to approach this from a place of positivity and
civility.
You have a sense to approach this with a sense of poise and rationality.
Maybe a little bit.
And I would like you to take that seriously, if you don't mind. Can I ask that of you? At least wait until like.
How do we feel about this song?
Yeah, like give it at least till then.
I'll let it breathe a little bit. Let it ruminate.
The song charted on the Billboard Hot 100 the week Brand New Eyes released before it was announced as a single. It charted due to digital downloads and impacted radio on June 8th, 2010. Ed Maisley of the Arizona Republic ranked it as the 13th best Paramore song, stating, its number 78 performance on the Hot 100 isn't for lack of accessible pop hooks. Ex-guitarist Josh Farrow, speaking with NME on the reasons he left the band, mentioned a lyric in Careful as being contradictory to their Christian faith.
Oh, my.
No. I don't know if y'all knew this, but there's some Christianity stuff happening in this fucking band. There's a music video, which we will briefly mention. It's really just... we can talk about it. We just kind of talk about it now because it's really just like live show footage and like tour footage and stuff like that. So it's not like a music video. It's kind of just like a tour video. So it's cool. Like it's cool. I always love a tour video, but it is just their stuff. So It was announced that video containing live footage of the song would be released on June 8th, 2010. Shot and edited by Brandon Chesbro.
Hell yeah.
Who also directed the video for The Only Exception. It was released on Fueled by Ramen's YouTube account and contains performance of the song in many concerts throughout 2009 and includes clips from their Brisbane Soundwave tour and also their one-off performance at Festival Hall in Melbourne, Australia. The clip also contains footage from their 2010 spring tour as well as their 2009 fall tour. It also shows clips of the band off stage. The music video is also the third of Paramore's video to be a compilation of performances from various concerts, the first two being All We Know and from All We Know Is Falling and Hallelujah from Riot. We have some charts. So the chart performance for Careful between 2009 and 2010, these are its peak positions. The ARIA charts in Australia peaked at 89. The Canada Digital Songs for Billboard peaked at 63. The UK Singles OCC,
you know me,
peaked at 108. The US Rock and Metal Official Charts peaked at number 2. The US Billboard Hot 100 peaked at 78, and the US Alternative Airplay for Billboard it peaked at 37. No statistics on records and sales.
Sales.
It never hit like gold or anything like that. But
sure.
But fuck the RIA anyway.
There we go. So explain to me what is this religious thing?
They started off a little Christian. And like they're from Tennessee, and there's like some Christian stuff and also other stuff. And I think that one of the things that Josh did not appreciate about the band's trajectory was that it kind of shifted away from a appropriate tone for Christianity and sort of shifted into a more secular vibe.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, they are. I don't know. I actually don't know if Hayley is still like considers herself Christian, but they did start off as like kind of like Christian in. I wouldn't say Christian band, but like a Christian adjacent, like.
Okay.
Like, yeah, like those. You know what I mean? So it's like.
Yeah, like a fucking like there's the one Switchfoot song where it's like, is this and is it not? Yeah, that kind of okay.
Yeah, like Switchfoot is one of those bands where it's just like, are you? Oh, okay. It's kind of like that, maybe not quite as like extreme in that way, but
right.
But yeah,
they're not breaking out in like hymnals for their bridges and shit. Yeah,
sure. I have to sit through. I'm glad that we're like going through and analyzing the lyrics because I'd love to like speculate on what line it was, and it might be obvious, but I'd love to speculate on like
the part where she just says, "I hate Jesus."
Yeah, Jesus is not Lord. Jesus is not Lord of the.
Yeah, our God is not an awesome God.
Oh my God,
man.
But yeah,
that's interesting.
I guess this is a good time to kind of get into the bit of it all, which I need to ask you a question, Adam.
Yep. Does it start now? I think it has to start at the start to start properly, I guess.
My guess is that you do not like this song.
It's not that I don't like this song. Like I'm really trying to give these songs a go. Sure. I think the only issue that I can find that still just really lingers with me is there's a lot of Paramore songs that just sound the fucking same. They just kind of all sound a little samey with what the guitars come in. Like we're just kind of like, hey, we're guitars now. And I'm just like, cool, I get that. And then it's like 2 seconds later, here's a drum. And it's like, okay, there's the drums. We're kind of following a script. And then in her singing, she's like, I'm going to go up and then I'll go down and then I'm back up and then I'm back. But like, I'm trying to settle in and look more like so at the content. Yeah. Like I'm trying to meet it on a playing field that I didn't even want to sit in the bleachers at most of the time.
Sure.
And now I'm like coming on and I'm just kind of going to play center field. or something. Like I'm going to play in a position where it's like not necessarily everybody wants to play here, but I'll hear it out. I'll hear it out.
Okay. It's just like
I couldn't remember what the position was between second and third base, where it's like you have all of this, you have the entire half of this like baseball diamond, where if they're going to run and then it's like you are the one that has to prevent them from getting to third base. I couldn't remember what that position's called.
The third baseman?
Well, there's like, isn't there a person between the second and third baseman?
No, it's the baseman.
Okay.
Like the
basement.
basemen are the people who guard the bases.
I'm not claiming third base. Not all of this is going to hinge on me, and I'm definitely not going to be the catcher.
I don't understand it because, like, again, I'm also trying to do this thing where I meet you where you are, as far as like your feelings about Paramore and this album and all this other stuff. Where it's just like, I don't like when she goes up and then she goes down and they play guitar, and it's just like, Adam, what do you mean you don't like fucking variation and fucking sick riffs and shit like that? Like, it fucking baffles me.
What do you mean I don't like all of these basic things that I describe that I like when other artists do it?
I know, that's what gets me so bad. It's just like, Adam, if this was like this is your shit. Like, this is exactly your shit. You love this shit. But again, it's like that same thing where it's just like those couple of Panic at the Disco songs we talk about that you just didn't fuck with, where it's just like, this is exactly your shit and you should like this. And I don't understand why you don't.
Really, for Paramore, like I said before, like the thing that I now get to push myself past is this now 16, 18-year-old thing that I have to be like, I'm a 36-year-old man now. I've grown as a person and I've changed my mind about plenty of things in life. Surely this fucking band, this simple band, can be on that list. And then the other part of the back of my mind is just like, fucking nope.
Yeah.
What if you didn't?
I want to ask you something. And this is not attempting to be a gotcha. I think I've done this to you before, where I ask you a question and it seems like it might be a gotcha. I promise you this is not a gotcha. Yeah. Is there something, because I know at this point we're fighting against this like 18-year beef that you kind of developed a long time ago. When that beef developed, is there something about you at that time that did not fuck with it because Hayley Williams is a woman? Or
no, like I said last time, and like I think the problem was that I've built Kesha up on this evil pedestal, but it's like the same person that had ingratiated Kesha so strong into my being by making me listen to it. Basically did like the same thing with Paramore, where it was like I really I don't really fuck with this enough to want to listen to it on a level that you do. And you know, I don't want to listen to it on a level that you do, but we're still going to listen to it every time we're in the car.
So it's like an anti thing where it's just like, I don't like it because it was forced on me. Kind of,
yeah. It's like, this isn't going to be one of those things where like, I can't see why people don't like it. Right. Sure. Like, I think people liking Paramore is the logical thing to do, right? Like, it makes sense for people to like Paramore. Paramore came out at the height of all of this shit. Paramore was one of the front runners of all of this shit back then. And it's just like, ever since then, I'm like, when I hear some Paramore songs, it's sometimes very specific ones, like Only One Broke Containment. But like when I hear most Paramore songs, it's like I feel a part of my body just be like, oh, yeah, we're kind of back in this thing.
So it like kicks you back to a time that you don't quite enjoy for separate reasons. Well, it's almost like how like similar thing, like I don't fuck with 30 Seconds to Mars because like obviously you don't anymore, but like back then it was because I had somebody in my life that was just like, please stop shoving this music down my throat.
Yeah.
And now it's like, now there's valid reasons to hate 30 Seconds to Mars and Jared Leto, but like, I get that. But the idea that like this was just hammered into me for so long that I'm being resistant to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of one of those things where it's like when you finally break, sorry for all those that are Christian fans, I apologize. It's like finally when you break the containment that sometimes your family forces you into on that.
Sure.
You like break free and then you're like, hey, this is what my life can actually be for me. It's kind of like I need to get that level with a band almost. It's like I need to break myself free of this mold so I can maybe wrap my arm around it on this one and kind of like welcome it in.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And so Careful is like the first song on this album, and it's just like the fucking vanguard for the rest of it. It's just like, for you.
It just came in and it's just like I said, it just sounds like all that I hear from Paramore. That's not the only exception. I know there's going to be other songs that are like the only exception that I could probably fuck with, and I just haven't found it in myself to want to go peruse the catalog of Paramore songs because I just haven't had it in my core to want to do that. But like Hayley Williams, as we've discussed, like I do like 2025 and whatever the one that was right before that. Like I do exceptionally fuck with that album. It's just something about, I don't know. I'm going to go through a lot.
Yeah. I'll tell you how I feel about this song.
Yeah.
It is so it is so 2009.
Incredibly.
But in my case, I mean that complimentary, where it's just like, this is like, it almost feels like, could you pick a song from 2009 that would have encapsulated basically all your tastes that year? And this feels like a song that I could present in that category, where it's just like, oh fuck yeah, this is like my shit. Like I really, really like this song. I think it's got it's really high energy. I think it's really, I just think it's good. And again, I really love the things that you don't like. I love the riffs and like how there are like the gaps in the where it slows down and like the musical progression. Adam, I don't know if you've
how basic songs are made.
Fucking heard of it, but I really, really like that, and I like how Hayley sounds, and the going up and the going down that you seem to dislike for some reason. But I really dig this song. I dig it a lot.
Yeah. Again, like I can see why so many people would fuck with this, right? Like it does do all of the things that I think would be satisfying. The only thing is that I've such a built up negativity where it's like, this just sounds like the song that's going to come after it. And it sounds like a song from the last album that came before it. And it kind of does that. Meanwhile, we had a lot of that on the last season. We had a lot of that in, the Black Parade, where some of those songs do sound very similar, but a lot of I would say that there's half of the Black Parade that does sound different from one another.
Sure.
And then of course we had a weird range of acceleration and deacceleration and growth for Panic at the Disco during that entire era of the podcast, where just I think the only negative that we'll have with our current format is I might not have enough time to get around and be like, I now fuck with this band to where we're just kind of condensing it down, which as we should, but it's like at a one album glance, it's like, this isn't going to give me the minute that I need to find time to shine. But
sure. But in theory, it's just like all of these albums are albums that we should be kind of familiar with anyway.
Agreed.
So it becomes like, I'm curious. We talked about what season 3 is going to be. I erroneously in last week's announcement thing said that season 3 was going to be Fully I Do It. It's not. It is going to be Megalithic Symphony. But I am curious. That's one of the one of the very few albums in our lineup that you don't really know much about, I think.
Sure.
So I'm curious how that'll affect things. But I I don't know. I think it's an interesting idea that you have one album to kind of really get to know this band and what they're doing, but I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily a detriment per se.
No. I mean, I think it would only sometimes be a detriment if we come through and it's you know, like I've heard AWOL Nation. I know who AWOL Nation is.
Yeah.
I think where it would get really weird if it was like, let's listen to some fucking grunge band from Turkey that sounds immaculate. But and then I'd be like, oh fuck.
Yeah, well, that's also my confusing thing here is that like Paramore.
Right.
Like you've heard Paramore, so I don't even think it's necessarily a case of, well, we've only got one album to get to know this band, where it's just like, you know this band and like what the vibe is. So I don't know if that's necessarily
I just get
factor.
I get 11 songs, 13 songs to try and like pivot myself.
You literally went from
I
wrong
went just both sides.
Yeah.
And it's going to be sad when we get to Decode, and I'll be like, you know what? I kind of fuck with Decode.
Yeah.
That's going to suck for everybody.
Well, Decode's a great song. Like, I don't know that people are going to be upset that you fuck with Decode. Just because
I think they'll be upset that I fuck with Decode and like not the other things.
Because it sounds like, because of the sound and how it's just like, why do you like this and not this? But yeah. Okay.
Right.
I get it. You want to kind of get into the lyrics here?
Fuck yeah.
So the song starts out with like a little guitar riff here, and we get into verse 1, which is I settled down a twisted up frown disguised as a smile. Well, you would have never known. I had it all, but not what I wanted, because hope for me was a place uncharted and overgrown.
Yeah. I do like how in the captions for the video it capitalized Uncharted as if it was both the actual name of a place
and the video game.
or the video game. Yeah.
We do actually have a quote here attached to the first part of the verse, which is a quote. She recalls how she comforted with the pattern of the world and faked her real emotions. And she said, for petty reasons, I lived under a rock in a corner for over half my teenage life. I closed myself off in order to sustain relationship with limited amount of people. I thought that I could keep on their good side if I just did this or that. So this idea of like trying to fit in when you're uncomfortable and putting the mask on and faking it, like faking it for the sake of being accepted and things like that.
Molding in just for the sake of everybody else and not actually protecting yourself and hurting yourself more in the process. Yeah.
And it's kind of this idea where it's just like, and I think a lot of people can sort of relate to it too, because I like the way that it kind of shifts, because it's like this patter where it's like, I settled down, and then it cuts the verse in half of this, you would have never known, and it gets back into that patter. And I kind of like how it like shifts it and cuts it in half like that. But then it kind of gets into this idea of like, you would have never known that I was faking it. Like, I'm wearing this mask really good.
Right.
And this idea where it's, I had it all, but not what I wanted. Where if you would have just settled into it and just been okay with accepting this like life that you're not even the biggest fan of, like it's kind of a chill. You will never have to want for anything. You're like in this perfect position. But like very frequently when you're kind of trapped in this box of expectation, you know, like what I want is elsewhere, and it could be kind of messy, and it can be kind of dangerous and scary. But it's like, it's better than this. It's better than this perfect little life that I don't feel comfortable in.
Yeah.
But yeah. So then we get into this pre-chorus where it's you'd make your way in. I'd resist you just like this. You can't tell me to feel, and that's in quotes. The truth never set me free, so I did it myself. And I actually do think that this might be the line that Josh might disagree with, because it's a Bible verse. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Like, it's a Bible verse. And Hayley addressed it in an interview. Again, this is another line that she has here where One line goes, "The truth never set me free, so I'll do it myself." We're in a situation where we're still young, and it's hard being the ones who are going out and doing something a little different to other people our age. Some friends are going to college, and some are at home who are like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's a case of where people expect things to fall into their lap. You have to take risks to find out what you want. This line was one of the controversial lines Hayley and Josh fought about because Josh took it as contradicting the Bible, but Hayley insisted it had nothing to do with that verse. Instead, she said it's what other people believe to be true about you. Yeah. So again, it does kind of trickle back into that idea that like you want to have a life that's your own, and
Right.
you want to be able to access it upon your own power, but you have people that are telling you like how it has to be and how it should be and what's normal and what's good, and doing it and like getting out of it yourself.
And I think like the most fucked up thing sometimes about faith-based, like 100% centric faith-based has to be this way, is how sometimes it's so unwavering and just like freedom of thought.
Yeah.
Where it's literally sometimes just depending on how you are as a person and wanting to maybe see that you don't need to live that life or don't want to live that life anymore, that you feel like you're committing the worst sin other than, you know, the other worst sins. But to most people, the worst sin that you can still perform is just breaking away from Christianity or breaking away and wanting to have a little bit of free thought or free emotion for yourself rather than just stuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if this is that line, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see definitely why it would be, but damn.
Well, it says here it's one of the controversial lines that Hayley and Josh fought about. So there may be more, whether it be in this song or this album or anything like that. Yeah, but so you've got that verse, and then it gets into the chorus, which is you can't be too careful anymore when all that is waiting for you won't come any closer. You've got to reach out a little more.
Yeah.
And there's actually, I'm really enjoying this because there's a lot of like, she has talked about this and they have talked about this album pretty extensively. And so we've got a lot of quotes. So on Alternative Press, Hayley did a track by track deconstruction, and she said that the chorus came together in about 5 minutes, only I had no idea what it was about. It was just a bunch of words that came to me. A month later, when I finally got everything together for the verses, it ended up being about how I feel it takes a lot of risk to live fully. She also wrote, and this is the back half, so that paragraph I read about I lived under a rock in a corner for over half my teenage life. So there's more to that. She wrote that in her like public diary thing. And she said, I'll read that again. It said, for petty reasons, I lived under a rock in a corner for over half my teenage life. I closed myself off in order to sustain relationships with a limited amount of people. I thought I could keep on their good side if I just did this or that. I have since liberated myself to the freedom of following my own heart instead of chasing others. When I see people I'm close to leaving the same prison style life that I was forcing myself into, it hurts my heart. It makes me wonder why sometimes it's so hard to clear the glass and look outside your little bubble. Go out and find adventure. Leave every single second. I have a favorite song for this very idea, One Life, One Chance by H2O, but now I can sing my own version. So this is very much like a liberation song for her in a lot of ways, where she's like breaking out of that bubble and she's breaking those chains and kind of like finding her way into a life that she feels more comfortable with. And this idea in the chorus, this anthemic idea that like you have to do this yourself. You can't just sit back and be cautious and be careful and live your life and hope that the adventure and that wild world that you want to be a part of will just come find you. You have to be the one that goes and takes it and grabs it and jumps into it.
Yeah. I do like the title of the song somehow actually just being the antithesis of the song.
Yeah, it is interesting. Where it's just like, it does feel like it's. I kind of like that. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
because obviously the chorus is called like involved and like says you can't be too careful, but like
Right.
it's maybe this lull you into security, or like maybe like, oh, I should heed this warning, and then it's like, whoa, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah. The song's not called Not Too Careful.
True. After the chorus, we get to verse 2. Open your eyes like I opened mine. It's only the real world. A life you will never know. Shifting your weight to throw off the pain. Well, you can ignore it, but only for so long. I think continually, reasserting this idea that's just like, you have to exist in the real world. Otherwise you're never
emphasis on you.
Yes, it's you. Yeah, open your eyes like I opened mine. So she's now talking directly to the listener at this point. It's a life you will never know if you don't open your eyes and figure out the real world. And this idea that you're like you shift your weight to throw off the pain. You're living in this life that you don't like, that actively hurts you, that makes you feel bad, that makes you feel pain. Right. And you can ignore it, but you can only ignore it for so long, where it's just like the pain is going to get to be too much eventually, and you're going to have to figure out a solution. And that solution is very likely going to be opening your eyes, reaching out and grabbing the things you want. Yeah.
That little thing that everybody does when they just kind of shuffle their feet back and forth when they're in a position that they don't necessarily want to be in.
Yeah.
And then you got to pull yourself out of that. Sometimes it's work meetings and you can't do that.
Yeah.
But, you make the best. And I think this is kind of where we are, is like you have to do what's best for you. And I do think, and I do really fully understand why a lot of youths would have signed on for this, right? Like, this is a call to break you out of your comfort zone, which is your uncomfortable zone. And I mean, I think like that does work. And we've talked about songs like this. Like, this is one of those rebellious songs that I think, unlike many of those, this is a song for your own rebellion. This is a song of rebellion to save yourself, not necessarily just fighting the system or fuck the system. This is actually just take care of yourself for you. Be good for you.
Yeah. Agreed. But yeah, so we get along here into the pre-chorus, which is different. Wait, is it different? Yes, it is. Yeah. So it says, you look like, again, because we're continuing to talk to the listener at this point. You look like I did. You resist me just like this. You can't tell me to heal, and it hurts remembering how it felt to shut down.
Yep.
So it's just like this idea where it's like you're like, I know where you've been. And I remember it hurt so much remembering where I've been and shutting it all down. And I've heard this all before from myself. Like, I hear you saying you can't tell me how to feel better, how to heal, all this other stuff. But it's just like, you're resisting it. You're resisting it, and you just got to fucking do it. Like,
well, and I think like specifically that line of just how it felt to shut down is that thing that all of us have done and probably will continue to do in some ways. Is just, you don't know how to react, and you don't know if you don't know how to react because of how you feel, because of the situation, because of how the situation makes you feel. Like, all of these different things kind of combine into that. And whatever you kind of learn, or at least feel more comfortable to be in your like own skin, you don't shut down as much. You actually know what you want to get out and how you want to get it out. That the best solution in those moments is no longer to just shut it down.
Yeah.
You cannot always just be a brick wall just because you feel like it's the safest bet for you. Sometimes you do have to rise to the occasion.
Yeah. And it's gotta be something that you do. You've just got to do it, like this idea. But we get to the chorus again. And something that I didn't mention, this is very funny. the way that she sings more, this like more, where she says it a bunch in a row. She told Alternative Press, you know that part where I say more about a billion times? The original lyric was whoa. Of course, we like woes a lot.
Of course, we do like the woes.
We do like the woes. So I'm hearing these mores as woes.
As woes.
And I'm kind of a sucker for a more.
Nice.
A whoa.
Yeah.
Like it does.
Yep.
It does fit. So I'll allow it into the family of woes here.
Yeah.
But you get this kind of guitar drum breakdown before the bridge hits. And in the music video, there's a clip of them petting a white tiger. So that's pretty cool. When we get to this part, like at the very beginning of this part in the video, they're petting a white tiger. But you get into, after this bit, you get into the bridge, which is just her repeating the truth never set me free. The truth never set me free. The truth never set me free. So I'll do it myself. And then it kind of like again, it does that thing where the bridge where like the guitar's kind of quiet down and there's like little like drums behind it. And as it kind of progresses, you get the drums building to get into the chorus again.
Yeah.
But the way, and then she sings like, the truth never set me free. The truth never set me free. The truth never set me free. So I'll do it myself. And she snaps up in that way. And then it goes back into the chorus. Well, no, it doesn't. Because you get like this, after it feels like it's going to go into the chorus, and you get this like kind of like gentle guitar strumming a little bit. Yeah. And then it goes into the chorus, which is kind of a choice. I think like, where I will say I think the song kind of does lose a point for me is that like I do think that kind of like kicks you out of it in a way that I don't like quite as much. Like you already had like the slow break, so just kick it back into the chorus.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I do like that bridge. I do like the way that her voice hits that low note in that bridge. It's very good.
Yeah, she has like a really good like. Her low tones are really interesting.
Yeah.
Because like she's not like, I don't know, her voice gets deeper in pitch, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it, because it's not like, it just still sounds like her, but like I don't know how to explain like the feeling of listening to her like vibe out in that way.
Yeah, it's almost like if she were to take a talking tone, like a lower talking tone, and still be singing. Yeah,
almost, yeah. But oh shit, it's a beleaguered boy child. What does he want?
It is.
What's he doing? I will say there is a lot of like really good. She is kind of like, one of the things that I love about her is like how like her range and like how like she can hit those big bombastic parts and those notes and sound like really good. And she hits a lot of like really great variation in the final chorus, where like you get halfway through and she's like, you know, going high and low and all this other stuff, and she's kind of like fluctuating around. But again, she just sings the chorus twice with those variations, and you get the guitars that kind of kick you out and take you to the end, and you get to hear like that, just the instrumentation like going, and then it kind of fades out. And that's the song. So
it's interesting to me, and this is going to sound like a negative that I don't necessarily want to sound like a negative, but I know who I am as a person. It is interesting to me that this is a 4-minute song while still being kind of like verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse 2, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, like that. And none of these choruses or verses or pre-choruses, like nothing in this song is very long from a lyrical standpoint.
Sure.
You know, like,
yeah, it's a pretty short. It moves at a clip, I think.
That last chorus does kind of like do a loop. And I don't know if it's that kind of rounds it out to be a 4-minute song, but it is just kind of amazing that this song is as long as it is.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the fact that it's got like the the breakdown and like the breaks and stuff in the middle where the instrumentation just kind of goes. And it has a pretty like when she is done singing, still has a pretty long tail on it as far as like the outro goes too.
Right.
Like they feature the guitars and the drums and stuff a lot compared to like some other endings I would have expected. So there's a lot of like instrumental in this song that you don't necessarily expect out of it. So
sure. Hey, you know where we fucked up?
Where'd we fuck up?
We didn't read the credits.
We didn't read the credits. Well, that's a good thing we brought it up now because we can do that right here at the end before we go into the next section.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough bleed over that we'll have to read it twice.
Yeah, so
or if there's not enough bleed over. Sorry.
Well, we've got some other stuff to read too, so we'll say
sure. That's
going to be the end of us kind of talking about the song. Do you have any final thoughts about this song?
I don't. Okay. I mean, I think the thought of the title being, an opposition to what the song is saying, it works. That does work. I think this does work as a song, as a just kind of, hey, get yourself out of your own skin, because sometimes your own skin isn't the skin you want to be wearing. Yeah. So, and admittedly, it's
kind of a good message for, especially for the people that would have been listening to this at the time in 2009. Like it's a good message for that song.
I know some people who definitely did not get the message of the song and probably could have. But,
sure.
Yeah. That's what we call subliminal messaging, baby. Sometimes it doesn't hit everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just cool lyrics in a song.
There is something here that she said to Alternative Press where this was one of the first music demos I got for Brand New Eyes from Josh. He recorded the guitars and put some fake drums to it, and I thought it wasn't going to work. Ha! He even wrote the melody for the tag at the end of the chorus. You know the part where I say more about a billion times? The original lyric was whoa, of course.
Nice.
I feel like whoa is a lot. The chorus came together in about 5 minutes. So this is the full context of all those things that we read. The chorus came together in about 5 minutes. Only had no idea what it was about. It was just a bunch of words that came to me a month later when I finally got everything together for the verses. Ended up being about how I feel it takes a lot of risk to live life fully. So yeah. So we've got some credits here. Released on September 25th, 2009. Producer Rob Cavallo. Writers Hayley Williams and Josh Farrow, co-producer Paramore, distributor Warner Music Group, label fueled by Ramen, copyright Atlantic Records and Warner Music Group, phonographic copyright at Atlantic Records and Warner Music Group, mixed at Mix LA Studio, mastered at Sterling Sound. There's our friend Sterling Sound. Yes. Engineers Doug McKean, Dan Chase, and Lars Fox. Assistant engineer Steve Ray and Russ Waugh. Organ Jamie Muhobarak, keyboards Jamie Muhobarak. Assistant mixing engineer Keith Armstrong and Nick Carpin. Guitar Josh Farrow and Taylor York. Mixing engineer Chris Lord Alge. Additional mixing Brad Townsend. Mastering engineer Ted Jensen. Bass Jeremy Davis. Publisher Warner Music Group. But father, I just want to sing music.
Nice.
Josh's music and FBR music. Guitar technician Riley Eminger. Drum technician Nate Warshawski. Vocals Hayley Williams, drums Zach Farrow. Recorded at Lightning Sound Studios in Hidden Hills, California.
Surprisingly, no translations, no covers, no interpolations.
Covers or interpolations. It's very strange to have none of those.
I know, people were a little too careful here.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose the tags are rock, emo pop, USA, in English.
USA.
That's right. Pop punk, emo, and alternative rock.
Indeed. I think that's it.
That's it for that one.
You want to talk about the next one?
Let's get to the next one.
Okay, let's do the next one. Oh, Adam.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Did you know...
Oh, crispy pop.
Little crispy pop in the background while I kind of get prepared for this. Did you know that Ignorance is a song by American rock band Paramore?
blowing my mind.
Wow, holy shit. Released on July 7, 2009 as the lead single from the band's third studio album, Brand New Eyes. Impacted radio on July 28th and was written by the band's members Hayley Williams and Josh Farrow, although Paramore
I
is
like
credited.
the sentence that it impacted radio.
Yeah. Like
Like
that's
that
when
just fucking...
it does feel like I don't think we've ever read that before, but my guess is that impacted radio means like when it started getting like really a lot of like really popular on radio.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but that's what it sounds like.
That's wild.
Song was written by Hayley Williams and Josh Farrow, although Paramore is credited as being co-writers of the song. The track, recorded in early 2009, was the first song to be written for this album. Farrow's and Williams' inspiration for writing the song was for personal experiences. Received positive reviews from critics for his energy-filled musicianship. James Montgomery of MTV News, our guy, viewed the song as lyrically being about the destructive nature of gossip about ugly, tear-em-down world in which Paramore exists. Ignorant was the first song written for Brand New Eyes. In an interview with Kerrang, Williams, who co-wrote the song, discussed the song's meaning and her and Farrow's inspiration for writing the song. I wonder how many Ks they gave.
Oof.
In my eyes, this song is a huge turning point for the band. The truth of it is that growing up is not easy. We're 5 different people who have to work towards the same goal on a daily basis. There were a lot of times where I felt really alone or angry or insecure. I don't always feel good at confronting people, especially people that I love, like these guys. Sometimes it takes songs to get that point across. The song is from one person's perspective. It's unfair that I'm the one who gets to talk about it, but it helped me a lot. The line, "Ignorance is your new best friend," is about how I felt I was losing people, and I think the band did too, but it's okay. We're growing up. I love that song. Ignorance was generally well received by contemporary music critics. Leonie Cooper of NME commented that thankfully, Paramore's newfound rage hasn't impinged on their talent for creating a joyful pop song, as evidenced by the high octane, like Ignorance, remarking that while the song might be dark in tone, the song is still a fairground full of fun. It's a lot of F's. Melinda Newman of Hitfix gave the song a positive review, saying that while the single breaks, quote, no new ground for Paramore, it shows an increased level of confidence, and older Paramore fans will be happy to hear the Evanescence influence seems to be gone. Interesting.
Oof.
Mark Hirsch of the Boston Globe described the track as being a thrilling little headlong rush. John Canamanica, like that one, of the New York Times, described the song as sounding more like a muscular No Doubt song. That's a wild description. A muscular No Doubt song.
Huh. Interesting.
And with a rhythmic shift at the song's hook that suggested a quick cough of ska. Ryan Wood of the Nebraska City News Press strongly praised the track, commenting that the song may go down.
We're just getting Nebraska.
Yeah, whatever, man. May go down as the best single ever. Scott Heisel of Alternative Press viewed this single as being a sort of roided out version of Paramore's 2007 studio album Riot song Misery Business. A writer for Saffron Walden News felt the track displayed Williams' commendable and moody vocal range. Ed Maisley at the Arizona Republic ranked it as the 14th best Paramore song, stating, Williams' new wave pout is put to brilliant use on this explosive rocker, dripping with contempt. In 2017, NME ranked the song number 6 on their list of the 10 greatest Paramore songs, and in 2021, Kerrang ranked the song number 9 on their list of the 20 greatest Paramore songs. There is a music video which we can talk about a little bit later. Let's see. We've got some charts and some certifications. That was a word I lost earlier. Australia's Aria peaked at 35. This is for 2009. The 03 Austria Top 40 peaked at, that's 17. Belgium's Ultra Tip bubbling under Flanders.
Ooh, shit.
Not Ultra Pop, the Ultra Tip bubbling under Flanders. Peaked 10. The Canada Billboard Hot 100 peaked at 96. The Canada Billboard Rock peaked at 34. Germany's GFK peaked at 42. Ireland's Irma peaked at 49. Japan's Billboard Hot 100 peaked at 10. New Zealand's Recorded Music NZ peaked at 32. The Scotland singles official charts peaked at 8. Switzerland's Pfizer Hit Parade peaked at 82. The UK singles official charts peaked at 14 in the UK rock and metal official charts. It peaked at number 1. That's pretty
nice.
Cool. No OCC though. Sorry, you don't know me.
You don't know me.
US Billboard Hot 100 peaked at 67. The US Billboard Alternative Airplay peaked at 7. And the US Billboard Hot Rock and Alternative Songs peaked at 20. We got some certifications. With 70,000 units at platinum, Australia's ARIA said it was that. New Zealand's RMNZ, 30,000 units platinum. United Kingdom's BPI, 600,000 units platinum. And in the US, it was only gold with 500,000 units, says the RIAA. Fuck the RIAA! It's crazy that in the UK, 600,000 is platinum, but it's 500,000, which is 100,000 less in the US is only gold, which is another reason to fuck the RIAA. Yeah, size, whatever. Fuck the RIAA. That shit should be platinum.
Yes.
Maybe you would disagree. You probably do. Let me double check and see if there are any significantly different things here. It is okay. Yeah, this one has more stuff we got to read. So credits for this song: July 7th, 2009. Producer Rob Cavallo. Writers Hayley Williams, Josh Farrow. Lyricist Hayley Williams. Co-producer. Okay. Writers and lyricist. I guess Josh wrote the music. Hayley wrote the lyrics. I think that might be what that means. Co-producer Paramore, distributor Warner, label fueled by Ramen, copyright for that's the mix mastered. Dublin Keen, Dean Chase, Lars Fox, Steve Ray, Russ Waugh, Jamie Carpet. Nothing here is super different, and I'm rushing through it because we did just do it. That being said, songs that sample ignorance. So basically, all of the rest of the credits are the same. I didn't see anything particularly different. Songs that sample ignorance are "No Ignorance" by K-Flay and "Ignorant" by Aerosol Airplanes. I want to listen to that K-Flay song. I do enjoy some K-Flay songs. "Ignorance" has been covered by Vitamin String Quartet, Lalia featuring Sleeping Forest, Nate Wants to Battle, and Halocene featuring First to 11 and Terabytes. We got some live performances here, and it's been translated into Italian,
nice,
Spanish, and Portuguese. We are so bad. Portuguese. Yes. What you got for them?
Tags.
Yeah.
Tags are
why
rock.
Did you do that?
Because it's now in my face and I can do it.
Okay.
Rock, emo pop, USA in English.
USA.
Pop rock, alternative rock, and pop punk.
Alternatively, Wikipedia says pop punk and pop rock are the genres there.
Or they could suck a fuck.
Whoa. Hostile.
Just kidding.
For no reason.
Kidding.
Why are we so fucking adamant here that we have to be jackasses?
Because my name's in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. Adam Ant. Isn't that a band? Adam Ant?
Probably.
Oh, God. No, Alien Ant Farm was the one that did the
Alien Ant Farm is.
That's right.
Oh, nope. Adam Ant is an English musician and actor.
Whoa.
Oh, it's Adam and the Ants, but his name was Adam Ant.
Stuart Leslie Goddard, known professionally as Adam Ant.
Currently 71 years old. Hell yeah, this guy was probably ahead of his time, I'm sure. Probably. Still touring.
Oh, good for him.
You probably have like a real Bon John Bovie kind of situation here. You probably shouldn't be.
Bon John Bovie?
I did.
Holy fuck, dog. Well, Hayley Williams said in a track-by-track description of Brand New Eyes for Alternative Press, let's see what hasn't already been said about the song. The guys and I needed this song, really did. I don't think any of those words were going to be said had they not been written to music. We were at our practice space and no one was coming up with anything. I could tell Josh was really bummed. He looked up at us and was like, listen, guys, I'm never going to write another song like Misery Business, so get over it. Then he turned around and started playing this riff. I thought, well, that one will do. And then I took the demo off of it with me and wrote lyrics on the way home in my car. Ignorance is like word vomit put to guitars and spastic drumming. I don't think you can say spastic anymore.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
She explained in an interview with The Guardian how the song saved the band from splitting up. I had tried to mumble all the way through, but Taylor was right next to the speaker and heard every word. He gave me this fierce look. I thought he was going to kill me and said, so you want to tell me about those lyrics? I ran into the bathroom. I was so nervous, but we talked for 2 hours and reconciled a lot of tough, heavy things that saved our band. And again, this is one of the songs that has an acoustic version, so we'll kind of talk about that after everything is said and done. But yeah, Paramore.
Yeah.
Ignorance.
Yeah.
How do you feel about
this song?
This song fucking rocks, dude. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you have to say in your fucking simple little brain. Your little.
I kind of like this song.
Okay, we're so back. Does this song not kind of rule?
It's pretty fucking good. It's pretty good. I am still gonna stand by what I said last time, where it's like the this thing.
Sure,
but like it for those people that are not watching the video, I did a roller coaster wormy thing with my hand.
Yeah.
But I think it's done in places where it's not like, okay, like it's the chorus. The verses are still fucking just like right there, and the pre-chorus and the post-chorus.
Yeah, well, you mute fucking song structure, Adam. For fuck's sake.
I know.
I think what I like a lot about this song compared to like some of the other songs that we're gonna be dealing with, and maybe some of the things that you don't like, is that like this song. The instrumentation and the lyrics and the singing all kind of are very, like, especially in the chorus, very playful and follows like a very specific track to it. Like, I'm thinking about the chorus, well, it's nice to meet just so, where she's like staggering her voice and the drums are staggering, like everything is staggering. Like it feels like everything is playing in a space together in a way that maybe they might not in other places.
Well, and I think like this is probably why this would be one that had so many certifications, so many unit sales on it. Is like this song does work well in concert with itself. Like the verses are low and everything's a little lower, and then it gets to that blow up moment where it's like it does earn the blow up moment. It just like it does work, right? Like I'm not gonna contest that this song does work on so many levels.
Mm-hmm. But it's just really fucking cool. I think I just love, like, I love everything. It starts off with this like really heavy, like you get like the one guitar where it's da 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 da, and then it all kind of like crashes into each other, and it does that thing that we like.
Yes,
Adam, mind you, where it's like this heavy thing, and then it immediately is like, wait. Hold up.
Yep.
And it kind of like sinks down a little bit before it gets, and it starts slowly building into, the rest of what's going on.
Right.
So it starts off with the first one, as most songs do. And I'm going to do something here. I really like how she does this, like, where like, I find it interesting how certain artists will like put too many words into a lyric or a line.
Yeah.
That they have to accommodate for when they sing. And I like the way that she does it here. If I'm a bad person, you don't like me. Well, I guess I'll make my own way. And the way she sings, if I'm a bad person, you don't like me. Well, I guess, where she like kind of like sings that well really quickly to like leap into that part of it. I think that's really cool. I like that a lot. If I'm a bad person, you don't like me. Well, I guess I'll make my own way. It's a circle, a mean cycle. I can't excite you anymore. Where's your gavel, your jury? What's my offense this time? You're not a judge, but if you're going to judge me, well, sentence me to another life. And this is like that, like, Hell yeah, this is that 2009 fucking pop punk, like spicy shit that I like.
Right.
And again, it's very much like angrily talking to somebody who is perhaps even going back to Careful, like trying to keep her attached to that like old life, and she's like, you know what, fucking whatever. I'm sentence me to another life. Also, kind of like you're not a judge, but if you're gonna judge me,
yes,
that's a really great line, I think.
Yeah. It's so fucking simply obvious as a thing that works, but that does work in its favor.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, this sounds like shit. You just repeated the same word twice. Like, no, obviously that does have a few different meanings. So it does very much work here.
Yeah. And I also like too, is like, again, we're talking about this idea of like this instrumentation building halfway through here. As it gets to the end of the verse, it's like starting to pick up pretty like the instrumentation starting to pick up and get a little bit louder.
Yeah.
A little bit more complex.
Yeah.
As it goes. But again, it's this idea is like, you're not a judge, but if you're going to judge me, sentence me to another life, where again, it does come with this idea that like, there's more to this than what it is. And that's like, give me a new life. It kind of does kind of harken back to that whole attitude that she had in Careful. They hadn't Careful.
Yeah. I think the thing that really does work with the instrumentation in here is, as you mentioned, like it does progress, but it's like kind of the angrier that she gets with the situation, more instrumentation happens. And her voice just kind of picks up just a hair over the course of the verse. And it just gets like followed by more guitar, more drum, more like it's just, it does this shit fucking whips.
It does whip.
I will say that.
It whips, and then it continues to whip, because then you go into the pre-chorus where it's just like, it's still building. Like somehow we are still building in a way that feels good. Like it's not like, okay, fucking get to the chorus. Like it feels like it's like, whoa, because it's adding to itself. It's additive in a lot of ways, because we get to this pre-chorus and like the way her patter is going and how she's singing in this like, where she's like, don't want to hear your sad song, don't want to hear, and she's just like kind of singing this like quick and dancing around the words. And then you've also gotten, again, I'm a slut for some woes. You've got the rest of the band doing the whoa underneath it. It's additive, and it's continuing to do this. It's just building into itself. So we get the pre-chorus. Yeah. Don't want to hear sad songs. I don't want to feel your pain. When you swear it's all my fault, because you know we're not the same. We're not the same. And while this is happening, we're not the same. No, we're not the same. Oh, and we're not the same. Yeah, the friends who stuck together, we wrote our names in blood. But I guess you can't accept that change is good. Hey, it's good. Hey, it's good. And build into it.
Yeah.
And so this
that
kind of
drag out of good is, oh my God.
Oh, it's so good. Again, I love a good drag. You know, I love like holding that line. It's good. And she kind of like pulls it out. It's so good. You know what I mean?
This pre-chorus, and we've talked about this kind of theme in the past. This pre-chorus feels like the moment in an argument where somebody has the upper hand, and they're just gonna fucking unload,
hammer
everything. Like you fucked up so bad, they're not gonna stop.
Well, it kind of does feel too, where we talked about kind of some of the stuff that she said about Careful, where she thinks about like this idea that, you know, this pain that you kind of get when you leave that prison and you see people that remain trapped. And this kind of feels like that, where it's just like the people that she is leaving behind are trying their best to, like, you know, blame her for her changing and keep her from doing something dumb and like stick around here. And she's just like, no, you know, I know what we said, I know what we did, but like change is happening, change is good, and you can't accept that.
Right. This is like the friendship of mixtape.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Where she's just ready to go, and the one friend whose name I can't recall right now is like, we made all these plans.
Yeah.
We did all this together.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it. And then she's, Swan's still on the other side, like, no. I am going to live life. I'm going to live my life.
Yeah. But yeah, so after she pulls out that good and she pulls it out and like it goes into the chorus, there's like this like the like breakdown, like very short breakdown before it like punches into the chorus. So we're fucking here. And the chorus, you treat me just like another stranger. Well, it's nice to me. That's what that part I really like.
I think I really like low register Hayley Williams.
Low register Hayley Williams is really fucking good.
Just fingered the microphone here. I think so. You'll hear that later.
Yeah.
I think that's the part of the band that I can really fuck with, because like the post chorus, while doing that repetition thing that I know I've always complained that I don't like, it's good when it sounds good. Yeah. And when you've got a lady growling in your ear, I'm sorry, it's gonna fucking work.
No,
maybe a little bit.
Listen, let me tell you something. Hayley Williams. If Hayley Williams has a billion simps, I am one of them. Okay? If Hayley Williams only has one simp, it is me. If Hayley Williams has no simps, I have left this mortal coil. Okay?
Very good.
And I will own that. But yeah, it's just like this really fucking belter of a chorus. You treat me just like another stranger. Well, it's nice to meet you, sir. I guess I'll go. I best be on my way out. You treat me, and then you treat me just like another stranger. Well, it's nice to meet you, sir. I guess I'll go. I guess I best be on my way out. So it's just like repeating it twice. But it's just like a really killer thing. It's just like, whoa, god damn.
Yeah. Which I think like really does do a good bleed over from the pre-chorus, where like I mentioned, like it feels like somebody winning the argument. Mm-hmm. And now this is just like the fucking mic drop moment.
Yeah.
Where like I've said all of these things about you already, and now I've pegged you. I've pegged you in a way that there's that there's no coming back from now for this relationship. So we are done. You treat me just like somebody you've just walked in off the street.
It does give me kind of like this idea, this like reminiscence, and this has kind of happened to me before, where you kind of are converging in life, and you get it's like I don't even know you anymore,
right?
From the and it does feel like that's been said, and again, it's just like this is like the ultimate response to that. It's like, you treat me just like another stranger, so I'm just gonna go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, this ties back into you get this like really fucking belter of a chorus, and then it slows down and you get into the post chorus, and it's just like kind of strumming, but it's just like it slows down and it's that low register Hayley again. Ignorance is your new best friend. Ignorance is your new best friend. And again, and then you get that like down, which like that sting before it gets back into the verse 2. And again, that does feel like this like return back to that conversation where it's just like, I guess I used to be your best friend, but you're gonna sit here and be ignorant and pretend like the change isn't good and this isn't a good thing that's happening and all this other stuff like that. So I guess ignorance can be your new best friend now.
Yeah.
There we go.
You're stuck. You're done.
Yeah. So we get into verse 2. This is the best thing that could have happened. And the echo on her voice, any longer I wouldn't have made it, is really good. Any longer and I wouldn't have made it. It's not a war, no. It's not a rapture. I'm just a person, but you can't take it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's that other line. There's the other part that just drew the other Christianity crowd.
Potentially feel like something Josh would not like.
Yeah.
The same tricks that once fooled me, they won't get you anywhere. I'm not the same kid from your memory. Well, now I can fend for myself.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Woof.
Let's I want to talk the fucking, it's this is the best thing that could have happened. Any longer, I wouldn't have made it. Where it does feel like this breaking point where it's
right.
I can't do this fake shit anymore.
Yeah.
And I'll even appropriate that for my transition too, where it's just I was getting to a point where it's just I can't live this life anymore. Otherwise, I'm not going to be here anymore. And I've just got to fucking,
right.
It doesn't matter what the world's like. I just got to break out of the shell and go,
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, it's not a war. It's not a rapture. I'm just a person, but you can't take it. So this idea that the rapture is this thing that's supposed to take, and again, you kind of flip it where it's just all of the good Christians are going to get taken to heaven, so they don't have to deal with the bullshit. But you flip it, and it's the idea of this rapture is taking people away, and it's you think it's this I'm not going away to war. I'm not being taken by the rapture. I'm just being me, and you can't seem to accept that. And again, just the last part of it is just I'm not the same person that you remember. I'm not going to fall for the same shit that kept me here. I'm good. I can be an independent person without you keeping me locked away here.
Yes. This is that instance where you just, like you said, it's this convergence of a fact, and it's then just the divergence of it all, where it's just kind of, you've reached the point to where saying it's not a war, while it's still a quiet war, I think is effective in itself, because sometimes when a relationship falls apart, that does kind of seem what it does turn into. It's that point to where, and this isn't necessarily, but it's that point where just everything the other person does is annoying.
Yeah.
Or everything the other person does is always wrong. But in this instance, it's everything that I do as my being has been so melded into what your expectation is that when I do anything for myself, you don't like it, and it's an affront against you.
Sure.
And I just can't fucking do that anymore.
Yeah, 100%. And also, again, there's a lot of variation here. Can you talk about it's not a war, it's not a rapture, which you did that low. Oof. You want to talk about low register Hayley Williams? That's ooh, and it's just the way, and she's in the same tricks that once fooled me, and she's doing some fucking variation here.
Yeah,
it's pretty goddamn intense. It's pretty great. Oh, we got the Crypt Keeper.
We do have the Crypt Keeper. I had to admit I liked a Paramore song.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
How's your ego?
Huh?
How's your ego?
It's
bad. It's bad. His ego's bad.
Still big, but it's hurt.
Still big, but it's hurt. Ugh. But yeah, so you get this really again really great verse. This the pattern in her voice and the way she's playing with the space and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And again, even going to the pre-chorus, the words are the same, but she's still playing with the her voice again, the dragging out we're not the same, and she's dragging out lyrics, and it's getting the song feels like it's getting more frantic as it goes.
Yes,
in a lot of ways.
Like I said, it's you can feel this emotional build coming from this that is just a fucking thing to just adore, really. Yeah.
And she's even dragging out the good. She's the end of it is but you can't accept that the change is good. And she's again, it's just getting more intense, and it's more drastic. But we get that pre-chorus again where she's doing all this different stuff. And then we get the chorus again. But she does the oh my god, I lost my tab. Hold on. Oh, my lyrics tab. No, my lyrics tab.
Oh no. Control Shift T.
Yep. Oh, does that do that?
Hey,
yo, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep. Lifesaver.
Hey, yo. But again, after the chorus, you get the post-chorus, which is the ignorance, your new best friend.
Yep.
Except this time she does it 4 times. She's again doing that like frantic and the extra dragging and the extra patter.
Double it and give it to the next one.
Yeah, basically double it and give it to the next person, essentially, and she's getting even more frantic. And then it dives into the chorus again. And again, this is the most frantic it's been. We're 30 seconds to father-in-law opening the garage door. T minus. But again, the chorus is kind of whipping and fucking going crazy. And then instead of having like here he comes. Here comes Joe. And instead of having like I'm actually gonna wait.
Well, I'll talk on my end. I had to turn around. I muted it because it was inconsequential to the podcast, but I didn't know when my wife would be home, so I made myself a beverage so I can come in here and sit and podcast, and then I made her a beverage so she could have one that whenever she gets home, there's beverage.
Sure.
I forgot to say that when she came in here originally, so now she has a fridge beverage and an extra beverage, so now there's just an unclaimed beverage in the fridge.
Sure. As if that is God, what a terrible how terrible.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But I don't dislike how much I like this song. You know, like it's weird.
Sure.
It's weird because it does do all of the things that I mentioned last time. I think what works for me, like the ups and downs, I think what works for me here is that it's done in such small doses and it's focused. Whereas Careful does kind of do like, it's almost throughout most of the song where it just kind of like ups and downs it almost right from the beginning.
Sure.
It's like, okay, I can't immediately go into a loop-de-loop off the roller coaster.
Yeah, for sure.
I kind of need a little bit of build up for that to come in. It's a good way to start an album, right? Like just to fucking punch that shit and say you're in it, bitch, lock in. Yeah. But I think this song does that well.
Sure. I think too, it's also one of those things too where, well, really quick with that last chorus, she's singing it. And I think what I like about how the chorus ends here is that like, instead of having like that long tail of an outro like Careful did, it's like on my way out. And then it like cuts. Yep. It's done. And I think I love an abrupt stop like that. But yeah, I almost think like in a lot of ways too, I think about like, would I like it if this was the opening track instead of the second track? And I almost feel like no, because I think that Careful is a pretty like gentle declaration of what like kind of the thesis statement of the album could be. And then Ignorance feels like the direct consequence of what Careful is saying in a lot of ways. So I kind of appreciate how they've structured it so far. But yeah, that's Ignorance. Good shit. The acoustic version, I don't have a ton to say about the acoustic version, but I do love that it kind of feels like Latin, like some salsa. Like it feels very spicy. Like the guitar and stuff feels very spicy. But
she does, like, her voice is still just fucking insane. This
like stripped down stuff where it's just like, this is like you do kind of appreciate like what her voice is doing in the acoustic, because it's just again, it's an acoustic song, so the only instrumentation is just like guitar backing. Yeah, and it's like it's her with some like echoing behind her and singing, but it's like, goddamn girl, like damn, kill it.
Yeah, the level of fucking restraint on display is phenomenal. Like God damn.
Yeah, it's really good. Where it's just like, because again, it does feel a little bit different. It does feel a little bit different from how she's singing in the main song, because you kind of pare it down a little bit. But it's just like, what a great showcase for her like talent, like her voice. It's really really good. The music video is not too complex. I actually might bring up the Wikipedia just kind of like read the description, because it kind of is what it is, but it's really just them. It's band in dark space playing song.
What if you gave Hayley Williams light bulb?
Yeah,
that's basically what this is.
What if Hayley Williams but light bulb? And it's kind of like that. This idea.
What if she treated every member of the?
Go ahead.
What if she treated every member of this band like a moth?
Yeah, she's like holding it up to people's faces, and they look really upset, like really annoyed that she's just like, get that shit out of my face.
Yeah.
It's very much like that, but like she's like holding it, like, it's nice to meet you. And she's like holding the light bulb up to the camera, like, what is happening here? This is so fucking like 2009 coded. It really, it really is.
Where like logical thing would be, what if microphone were light bulb? Mm-hmm. And there's some of that, but the most of it's just, what if I pissed off everybody?
Yeah. Exactly.
What if I stared directly into a light bulb?
Which, I mean, is kind of what the song did to the rest of the band for a little bit.
So that's true.
It's a visual metaphor for what the song is. Music video released on August 13th, 2009. It begins with a door opening showing Williams being singled out and ignored by the other members of the band, performing in a cramped small room that appears to be a closet. She shines a light bulb hanging by a wire directly in their faces while describing how they treat her just like another stranger in the lyrics. Other clips show a larger performance area and different personality of Williams being laid bare in white clothes, hair pulled back in the style like Bjork's hair from her music video Big Time Sensuality, and with eye makeup resembling the main character Alex from A Clockwork Orange. The small, closed, and bare settings emphasize the inescapable rising tensions between the band members. It ends with the other members of the band being able to wrap the light bulb wire around Williams as she holds the bulb close to her face. James Montgomery of MTV News wrote that the video is a claustrophobic, hard-changing thing that showcases Paramore, the band. There's a rumor that that Playing God is the sequel music video showcasing Hayley getting back at her bandmates. Which we can address later, because Playing God is also a song on this album, so we'll talk about that at that time. But I think that's it. Really great song.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, I really do. I really do like the fact that we got to talk about both of these songs in one album, like one episode, and we don't like end negatively. I think doing Just Careful by itself would have been a downer, you know, because for me, again, like I can see why people like Careful. To me, it's just all of the things that a Paramore song does. Sure. And then I'm glad that like it continued that notion of like doing what a Paramore song does while speaking to me on levels that I want to fuck with the Paramore song. Like that, it really is like, God damn, that lower register just fucking holy shit, does she nail it? And it helps like, right. Like that's what a lot of Ego was. I mean, that's what a lot of that album is. She's not being explosive. She's not being crazy all the time. She's not being loud all the time. You're kind of sitting in a moment with a person who's going through so much. And like this song, I think does do a good job at portraying that emotion on a level that I can just like fucking fuck with.
Sure.
I love that I could say that so eloquently there at the end.
Yeah. You did a really great job with your words there, bud.
Yeah.
Overall, I'd say fairly strong start.
Yeah.
I think overall, I think you don't quite vibe with Careful as much, but Ignorance is kind of like picking some slack in that space for you. So we're in a good place for now going into the rest of the album. So
yeah.
Next time, let me double check the track listing. so I don't fuck myself. But next time we are going to be doing, I think I mentioned in the announcement last week that we are going to be kind of covering like this entire, it's Oops All Twofers. So every episode is going to be 2 songs. Next week we're doing Playing God and Brick by Boring Brick, which are 2 pretty big singles. So we're going to be talking about those pretty extensively. The world will be watching you, Adam Hilton. The world will be watching him. Shall we?
Does history have its eyes on me now?
History will, in fact, have its eyes on you. Should we go to the sound system?
Sound system.
Sound system.
So I found this today. I tried a lot last week to rely on new release playlists. I got let down a lot. It seemed like a heavy hip hop, heavy country week. Where it's like, I'm not really going to fuck with this. And
Fun
by
fact,
like,
really quick, I picked a hip hop song. I picked a rap song. We haven't had like a hip hop or rap song since fucking the first one.
Hell yeah.
From like our first episode where we started the fucking playlist. So
yeah.
It would have been fun if we would have both picked a hip hop song for this.
Both had some. Yeah. I think the problem now is like some of the problematic people seem to be crawling themselves like out of the woodwork. And it's like, oh, I don't want to see your name on this track, and I don't want to see your name on this track.
Sure.
Kind of stuffs where it's like, I'm not even going to do it.
Gotta scope it all out, man. Gotta be more.
Yeah. So I found Oh Mother by Sam Smith and the Two City Chorus.
Mm-hmm.
This song has a great sound to it. And I think it's in the year of our Lord, that's 2026. Sometimes it's hard to say that you can't agree that most Sam Smith songs on their own do have good sound. Like they all have, not all, like most of his popular ones have a fairly distinctive sound since his first one, which name, escapes me now because it's been fucking 13 years. Give me a break. But this is a great song that brings a chorus into it. It's got this cool ass clap underneath it.
Yeah.
And Sam Smith is just doing this lower thing that sounds so good in contrast, and then it blows up, and then you get the chorus behind it.
You know what it's kind of giving me before the blow up part? It's kind of giving me Rolling in the Deep a little bit.
A little bit.
It's like very low, very soulful, but like the blow up is really good.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's like really good. Like intense, like gospel choir, just like screaming at you. That's wild.
Oh my! It's great. It's. I don't know. You almost kind of want to say kink light. I mean, because Mother does represent exactly what you would think that it would in a song like this. But to just bring in the chorus behind it, it almost at times feels like you're listening to the Gospels from Hercules.
Yeah,
like it's got that sound to it.
Like I'm hearing them now, where it's just like,
oh yeah,
yeah. Okay.
And then they break back into this great chorus. It's cool. I mean, I think the sound of this song is pretty fucking unique. Everybody can bring a chorus in and hope that it makes their song sound good, but the way that it's used here is so fucking cool.
Yeah. The guitar riff too, like this.
Yes.
The guitar riff is really fucking killer. This is great. Yeah, I vibe with this a lot. I always love the song too that like starts off with that low and then it like has this like really powerful middle and then it like, gets back down low as it ends too. Holy cow.
Like there's a part, halfway through where you essentially get met by a Hendrix guitar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like that. Oof.
Yeah.
Good shit. I'm glad I found this. Like I'm glad that I found this song. Otherwise I'd have came in here with like poop fart by shit stink. Like it would. That's literally how it felt.
Was born from a butt. Guy who eats his own poop, ugly face.
Yeah. Like that's how I felt last week when I was trying. And I mean, like, I didn't have a whole lot of time to try just because moving. But when I sat down, I was like, I want to focus. I want to pull a song. I want to get something good. And it was not coming.
Yep. And
then I listened to 2 separate playlists that are like new releases. And this was on both of them. and I thought, okay, this is beating out.
This is the one, yeah.
Everything. Like there's a new 303 song out in 2026, and it doesn't sound great.
303, the big 2-6, huh?
Yeah, it kind of sounds like what if we went back to Streets of Gold and tried to redo House Party but make it worse. Is kind of how I felt.
I don't like that.
And House Party
that description at all.
No, but that's basically what it was. So that couldn't be here. I couldn't represent myself as much as I would love to with this hand symbol do that. I could not. So Sam Smith won out.
Sam Smith has been appearing on my TikTok FYP recently, where he's kind of he's like going around like different towns and like different countries and doing like food influencer stuff, where he goes like visiting his food and he starts off as "Hello, my little piggy," or I'm sorry, like "Hello, my little piggies, welcome to blah blah blah," and like talks about the food.
Nice.
Just the way that they're just like addressing everything. It is so funny.
Hopefully he's got one that's just like, "What up, you little porkers?"
I think they might actually have one like that. I think they might. Yeah. Sam Smith. Oh my goodness. Well, my sound system is a little track. It's a little it's from a upcoming collab album from 4 individuals actually. So Czarface, Czarface. Do you know what Czarface is?
No.
So Czarface is a hip hop group. So there are these underground hip hop duo from Massachusetts named they're 7L and Esoteric, and they're a duo, and they went and created a group called Czarface with Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang.
Nice.
So that's Czarface. And then you've got another fellow named Frankie Pulitzer. Now, have you heard of Frankie Pulitzer? Do you know what Frankie Pulitzer is about?
No.
Frankie Pulitzer is the actor Tom Hardy.
What the fuck?
So you've got 7L and Esoteric, Inspector Deck, and Tom Hardy collaborating on this album together. And now Czarface and Frankie Pulitzer have done music together before on like Czarface tracks. Like this is the first time they're doing like a full album of collaboration and stuff like that. And when I tell you that this shit fucking whips.
All right, what was the name of the song again? Because I think you let in with more of the artists.
Brothers Grimm. It's called Brothers
Okay, so
Grimm.
it is the one that I found.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. It's the only one that's available right now from the album. But again, it's just like, it starts off with like this thing, like there's a certain instrumental, there's a certain beat pattern for rap music that I call murder music. And I got that from Chad, my friend Chad, who is I mentioned before, is one of my other co-hosts on Metal Gear Mondays. But this idea, this like very like low, very like kind of scary, like Meet the Grams by Kendrick Lamar is murder music.
Yeah.
It's like slow, deliberate beat. I think Brothers Grimm has that murder music quality to it.
The funny thing that I could like attribute this to is this is like game radio GTA 3 coded right at the very beginning.
Sure.
It has such an like, old feel to it.
Whatever sample they're using for that, like, does very much feel like I'm waiting for my Grand Theft Auto to load.
Right.
In the days where you had to sit for like 10 minutes and wait for it to start. Yeah. It very much does feel like that. But it's just like, it's really fucking good fucking hip hop, man. Like I feel like I may have even heard some Frankie Pulitzer stuff before without realizing who it was, but like Tom Hardy can fucking spit.
That's
dude.
Funny.
It's really fucking good. So if you're interested in hearing some quality rap music today, listen to Brothers Grimm. Because it is fucking killer, and I'm really excited for the album that's coming out on I think it's August 28th. I think is when the full thing comes out. But yeah, I'm very stoked. Yeah. But the last verse is Frankie Pulitzer's Tom Hardy. So give that an ear to it when you get a chance to listen to it. But that's my sense.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got a pretty good voice.
He's got
Not
a pretty
what
good
I would
voice. Not what I would expect.
It's Frankie Pulitzer.
Yeah. I'm Frankie Pulitzer, the rap star. I'm here to do hip hop music. Yes, brother. The rap rises. You were merely molded. I was multiplied, born in the rap. You merely adopted the hip hop culture.
Fuck yeah.
That's just what he just raps like Bane.
Yeah.
I'm like Bane. I'm here in Gotham City. My name is Bane, and I'm here to break your back in a major way. I have no idea if any of that's going to be intelligible on the actual.
Sure,
So
it shouldn't be. That's the whole point of it.
I mean, none of it's intelligible in the fucking movie either. So
Right.
who gives a fuck? Thank you all for listening to us.
Yes.
This week, again, sorry for missing the week, but it was for a good reason. We will be back next week with, again, those two songs that we mentioned earlier. Again, send us an email, rate the podcast if you so like. Go to my new website, look at Adam's stuff. It's all,
Yeah.
Come find me in Portland, Oregon in a non-threatening way. And I guess we'll see you next time.
Oh yeah. Please don't bring knives.
Don't bring knives. Don't bring a knife to the tour. I guess then now it is up to me to say, I declare this meeting of the Sad Kids Record Society closed. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Did I listen to pop music because I was miserable? Or was I miserable because I listened to pop music?